Hello people of YouTube and welcome back. So yes, we're going to be doing a music pickup video. So that is a little bit different than what we would normally, who am I talking about, the royal we, just myself doing a pickup video that is not video games. So yeah, kind of getting a bit, not bored of doing video game pickups, I just don't pick them up as much anymore. So yeah, not really got much to talk about. However, what I have been doing is buying a lot more of these bloody plastic discs over here. Music pickups, still not picking up video game pickups, video game vinyl soundtracks, because what is the point? I just don't see the point for me. If I did that, it would be just another rabbit hole that I can't afford. This stuff is expensive behind me now. It's not like it used to be when I used to pick up a vinyl, like brand new vinyls, like 10 quid a pop, and it was just like, yeah, just a bit, it was just like chump change back then. So you just picked up one or two a month and it was great. But yeah, now we're in the modern world where everything is expensive. So what do I pick up? I try and pick up stuff that is like nostalgic to me, stuff that like I've loved to have, I've either had as a CD and love to have as a vinyl because it means a bit more to me. Something with a cool cover sometimes can maybe even sway me a little bit. Or like new records that have just interested me, and there's like a variety of that here. All different variety of ranges of music, although probably alternative is probably the best way to describe it all. There's not really much pop music here. This is all just one pickup from Devil Dog Distro, which I've been using quite a lot recently. It's a very small distro, although he's getting a lot bigger. I've been getting a lot of records out from this person for like a couple of years now, but this is the biggest order and it was a pre-order. So I ordered this a couple of months ago. It was only 2 vinyls that were pre-orders, but the last one just got released a couple of days ago, and hence why it's all come in one go. So yeah, what crap have I got? Not crap, it's great stuff. So I've not even opened a lot of this, so I've got a trusty pair of scissors here to get into some of the shrink wraps. It's all going to be going from more somber, not somber, but like a bit more easy listening, to probably not for everyone, very screamy near the end. But yeah, like I say, it's quite a good range, and let's go through it all, shall we? So in the background, I will have some of the music that's playing from what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to try and I'm going to pause it and add new stuff on there as we go along. Yeah, the first vinyl that we've got is the Onelinedrawing sketchbook, 1999 to 2001. So this is the complete collection of early material from, and I need to look at his name because I always get it wrong, Joe Matranga. I think I always call him Matanga. Well, I don't know what I always say. It's always something different. But basically, it's the lead singer from Far and New End Original, and a band called Gratitude, which I've listened to, but not as extensive as Far and New End Original. In fact, I've got a New End Original vinyl behind me somewhere. I love sort of like this early emo stroke folky indie sort of sound that was happening in the late 90s specifically, before it went like pop punk, pop emo, and what people think of emo nowadays as like, I don't know, like guys with makeup and stuff like that. It's nothing like that at all. So yeah, I've seen this guy play early 2000s, I think it was 2004 in New York. He came on stage, it was just him, a guitar and an R2-D2 with some backing sounds and everything like that. But it's just basically, he's like an acoustic artist, emo singer, I don't know, very great sounding music. So let's have a look what is inside this, because I've actually not seen myself. So what's nice about these, sometimes it's a bit hit or miss how they send it, but a lot of like the better record stores I've noticed send the vinyls like sort of like removed from the packaging, so it's like you don't have to worry about them sort of like getting shrunk in the wrapping, because it can destroy the records if you don't open them. Well, more the packaging. So yeah, I'm quite intrigued. This opens up not like a traditional vinyl, it's got like an outer slipcover guys. You know, some of you gamers do like that, but it does come with a gatefold. It's made to look like a notebook. So yeah, this is just a collection of songs from New End Original. I can't remember the names of the main albums, but I thought it'd be quite good to have. This comes with Better Than This, that was the first track that was on. That is a classic New End Original Onelinedrawing song. 14 to 41, brilliant sing-along song. Savoury, which is a 7 Seconds, I think that's who it is, cover, who also, who was it? Was Deftones that also covered that song after Onelinedrawing. And what's the other song that's good? I can't remember what. Crush on Everyone. Fucking fantastic song. Great sing-along tunes, but then you've got like a lot of like, just, not, I wouldn't call it background music, but just stuff that's just nice to listen to in the background. So yeah, let's have a look at the vinyl, shall we? So they did come separate like that. So this is a nice yellowy green, sort of like marble vinyl. So this is the first one. And then what we got is the second one. I think it's just the same, to be honest. Yeah, just more of the same. Great looking vinyl. I love that black with the with that yellow. It's very unusual yellow, quite nice. So yeah, that's the first one. I'm going to try and add like a music video at the end of all of these, but if not, what I'll do is I'll do a link to probably like a popular song of something off the album. So right, let's get the next one warmed up. So next up, what we've got is this is the album that slowed everything down. This is the one that just got the release, and it was Piebald. We are the only friends that we have. So yeah, this is again like I don't know. This is like a band that I just always find quite hard to put into a specific genre. They're very rock, I would say, very sing-along. They don't quite fit the emo punk, pop punk sort of scene, but like I think a lot more people who listen to these probably gravitate more from that genre than like a rock side genre. Yeah, I absolutely flipping loved this band back in the day. Unfortunately, how many times have I seen them? I think I've only seen them once. I remember it was at the Cockpit in Leeds, and I got like a CD single because I couldn't afford the vinyl back then. That was a bit gutting. So this is the first vinyl I actually have of Piebald. So after all this time, I can't believe it, because back then, like 20 years ago, whenever it was, I was collecting vinyl. So, and they definitely had, actually no, I think I have a vinyl single of these. Might actually have a look for that in a second. Next up, so we're going to go to the vinyl that's held all of this up. It's taken me 2 months to get this vinyl order in, and it is Piebald. We are the only friends that we have, which is the band that is playing in the background at the moment. I don't know how well you can pick up on that at all, but yeah, so I absolutely love this band. These were just like so different, but like so similar to a lot of things that I was listening to at the time. I always find them quite hard to like pinpoint what genre they actually are. I wonder if it says anything on here. It says iconic emo album, most notable iconic emo albums of the era, but I wouldn't say specifically that these are an emo band, although they do touch on emotional lyrics and stuff like that. I would call this more rock, but like the thing is, I think a lot more people were probably into them that were more into the pop punk sort of scene, or emo punk, or like very like sort of like that alternative side rather than the rock side. But yeah, there's definitely pop punk twinges in here. Like I said, I wouldn't say emo. It's not emo at all. Was it? Maybe this was on a label that was emo, but I can't remember. I can't remember what the original label for this is. It's one I've got on CD, or at least had somewhere on CD, but I've never had on vinyl. I've got the CD 7-inch single somewhere where I picked up at when I went to see them at, was it Leeds Cockpit? Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah, I remember that vividly as well. Like I can remember there was something that happened in the car park that like just always sticks in my mind, because we always used to travel from back from my hometown of Scunthorpe to everywhere else around the world, well, around the country, to see these bands. Like, it used to be once or twice a week I'd see a new band. It was great times. But yeah, this band, like, very clever lyrically, I think. They've got like a great like way of like words, better than what I have. I'm not really equipped with the English language like a lot of people are, but I feel like I'm quite passionate with like the music that I listen to, and this is one of the bands that I'm so glad I've got the vinyl of. So yeah, so this was a Devil Dog exclusive. Like I say, this only just got released a few days ago and came through the post today. So that's why none of these have been opened yet. So let's open them up. So how do you guys open up these vinyls? Do you leave the plastic around there and then just like make a slit, or do you just completely take it off? The only problem is then you lose sort of like the stickers. It's a bit annoying. We have like the code to like listen to it digitally, but I mean, that's what Spotify is for, isn't it? I mean, who does that? So this comes with a nice sort of like liner notes, which is quite nice. I guess this would have been what's on the CD. I have got the CD somewhere, and then this is what's exclusive for what you call it, for Devil Dog Distro. It's not so much the album, it's the colorway of the vinyl. So it's that translucent green and then white. It's very, very eye-catching sort of vinyl. We've got Mr. Bear there, and then we've got a Pinata there. Absolutely flipping love this band. It's just like good, like feel-good music, where in the time like it was all about like broken hearts and stuff like that, where like I suppose there is touches of that with this band. However, it's mostly like it's just all like good vibes of like getting yourself to be better than you was before. So yeah, so I was gonna say like some of the highlights of this, but like it's really hard because I think most songs on this album, and in fact like the other album, what's it called? If It Wasn't for Curtains, it would be Venetian Blinds for All of Us. Is that what it was called? Something like that. The album before this, classic song, it's American Hearts, isn't it, this one? So yeah, this is annoying because like we've got the lyrics that way and then you turn it around and it's this way, so it's not the same. But yeah, if you enjoy sort of like indie rock sing-along tunes, you will love this. You'll love this album. Hopefully I'll be able to play something now. So next up, we have got, what have we got? We've got a flipping classic, 1988's Bad Religion, Suffer. So there is some albums that like, even though I've probably not listened to as much as something like that Piebald album, I've listened to a lot, but it like invokes such nostalgia, and this is definitely one of these. It's like I hadn't listened to it for ages, and I can remember making a bed frame when I was like in not this house but the house before. I was putting a bed frame together, and I was listening to some music at the time, and I put this album on because I hadn't listened to it for so long, and then I forgot how addictive this album actually is, and it was like then it just became on constant steady rotation after that. I don't think this is the best Bad Religion album, but this is the word seminal. This is the album that like sort of like made modern punk rock what it is today. I guess like punk back in the day was like so like raw and like sort of simple, whereas this came along and like what's his name? I forgot what the lead singer's name is. Is it Greg or something like that? I forgot what his name is. But anyway, the lead singer, he's like a flipping actual genius. He's like an actual doctor. I think he does like genealogy of like, I don't know. He's a clever dude, and you wouldn't expect that in a punk rock band. And he, with like his knowledge and everything like that, he made lyrics like that were actually thought-provoking and like more than just like we love this, we hate that, coffee, 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 mug, 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 and shit like that. And like the music was fucking amazing as well. So this is where they found their feet. I think this isn't the first album, but this is the first Bad Religion album, I think, as people know of them today. Like I said, I think there's better Bad Religion albums out there, but this one is fucking amazing. I mean, yeah, Greg Greg Gaffin. Too many Gregs in the band. But yeah, this again, this is a re-release, obviously. But I think this version only just come out like last year. Sorry, I say this year. It's 25 now. It's just standard black pressing, but I'm happy with that. It's not about the colours, although the colours are pretty, I've got to say. It's just nice to have this on vinyl. Early Epitaph as well. But yeah, like you forget how many great songs are on here. You Are the Government, fantastic song. Delirium of Disorder is like, I don't know, so that is their simple chanty song, I suppose. However, it just feels like epic in punk vibes. I don't know, I fucking love this. I love this album. This is just, again, like when you listen to this, you if it wasn't for these, you wouldn't have like sort of Piebald or maybe even Onelinedrawing. Like, I think these influence so many bands, especially this specific album. So yeah, great to have this in the collection. I really want to get more albums from this era, because even though I didn't listen to them a lot, like I listened to them a lot, but like I got taken over by stuff like NoFX or something like that, where I listened to more often. These played a big part in punk rock at the time. So yeah. So the next album, I actually don't really know too much about the actual album itself. In fact, I don't really know much about the artist, other than I've just started to get into them recently and I've really enjoyed them. And yeah, without further ado, I guess it's Drug Church, Prude. And that's such a cool looking, visually stunning album. Like, I just love that, like, purple and the provocative lip smacking, lip biting kiss that's going on the front. So yeah, these are a post-hardcore band that, like, I think really, like, I think they've just got into the stride with this album a little bit. Like I said, I've not really listened to many of the albums on repeat too many times. Especially this one, I've only listened to this a couple of times, but I really enjoyed it and I thought this is something that would be quite cool to have, and just a great looking album, to be honest. I think I was introduced to these with a Spotify recommendation or something. I think I was like listening to someone like Fugazi or something like that, or maybe the Pixies or something like that. Like, this has got very like modern 90s feeling to this album. If you know your post-hardcore, like Pixies, well, do you count Pixies post-hardcore? But like Fugazi, definitely. Just sort of like that era of like late 90s, sort of like indie rock sort of like greatness. There is some stuff that's quite a little bit screamy for some of the post-hardcore, but this is like, I think it's a bit more of a calm down version of Drug Church at times. Very almost grungy at times, but I guess post like the 90s post-hardcore would be a little bit that, a bit surf rock at times as well. And I think that's what makes a good modern band now. Like, they take a lot of like the risks that late 90s bands used to have, where there wasn't just one genre of music really. It was just trying new stuff all the time, and then like the 2000s and 2010s, no one wanted to take risks. There would just be the band that they're known to be, and they would be too scared to change. And I do appreciate that with like some of the newer bands. It doesn't really work with all of them, but I think for Drug Church it does. Again, I've heard a lot of buzz about this band, so that's again the reason why. So shall we have a look inside? Again, maybe I should I pre-do these, or is it exciting to see? I mean, the thing is, again, there's probably going to be 4 people that actually watches these, but that's not what it's about. I just just like talking about stuff, about music. I like music. We don't have enough people talking about music. So yeah, we've got a nice little flyer of, not flyer, but like liner notes. Is that all the lyrics? That's a very unusual way to have the lyrics. I don't think I could do that with my dyslexia. And then let's have a look, the big reveal. What is the vinyl going to look like? Ooh, look at that. So yeah, matches perfectly with the cover. A little bit lighter, but absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think I'm going to really enjoy listening to this. Yeah, really pleased to get that one into the collection. And we've got like, does anyone want it? Tell me if you've taken the code for this and enjoy the music. Next up, another one that I've been intrigued with for quite some time actually. This has been, I think this came out a couple of years ago, and it's always been recommended by other bands that I've been into, like Gel, what's the other one? Can't remember. Can't remember. Swarm, that is it, I don't know. I'm looking over here. Well, these bands, Gel and Drain. This has always come up like sort of like recommended for fans like them. The sound is completely different. This is MS Paint. I better show who it is, isn't it? MS Paint, Post American. So again, we've got the music going in the background. I've not really listened to the album too many times, but I've always been interested in it. And there was a sale on, and this was a sale vinyl, and I thought, you know what, let's pop that in the basket while I'm doing an order. Might as well, and like try and give it a bit more time that it deserves, because I like having physical editions of something that I'm interested in. Because of the world of Spotify, I end up getting into the same routine of listening to the same stuff over and over again, because my memory's not that great. I used to love having CDs, multiple CDs, and just flicking through them and just going through all my CDs and having that like that. But Spotify, I just don't find that. I'm not someone who likes to make playlists. I like to listen to albums. I'm an album listener. I'm not like one song and then listen to the next. I find it's not like giving the artist the attention it deserves. Like there's an art form of making a good album. But I'm not too sure if these do. I think it's more modern. Like a lot of the modern bands do have lost the art of making an album. But anyway, yeah. So this band, it's like a synth pop punk. It's not really hardcore, but it's similar to that kind of genre. Like I say, they sort of like play with a lot of the hardcore bands like Gel and Drain, who I've liked quite a lot recently. But I think if you like Refused or something like that, you might like these, because it's sort of like it almost has like hip hoppy kind of vocals along with like that synth pop punk sort of vibe. Very interesting, like, and that's what kind of like made me pick it up. So let us have a look inside. Let's scroll down here and see if we can get in. It does help if there's a little bit popped open. So yeah, like I say, I mean, if you're gonna pay like about, I think it was like 12 quid or something, don't mind. I don't know what colour this vinyl is, so it'd be quite interesting to see. I like the acid infused look of the liner notes, so quite good. So Post American, yeah, it does have the lyrics on and stuff like that. Again, I might have to have a look through that. Interesting quality sort of like vinyl sleeve on this one, but yeah, oh, I do like that. I do like that clear yellow vinyl. That is interesting. I do like the little bit of artwork that's on there. So there we go. Yeah, cool release. Yeah, it's. I think if anyone might like this, and if he's listening, it will be Sean. Retro Games Revived. He likes his different music, and I think this would be down his alley. So let's see if we can find some music for him. So next up, it's the big one. I'm just gonna have a drink. So the next album is a biggie. This is probably one of the most hyped records I bought in this collection. This again was a pre-release. It hadn't come out when I ordered it, And I thought this was what I was waiting for. And then when the release date came, I actually asked them, what am I waiting for? What's going on? And it was like, oh no, that Piebald one is actually pre-release as well. So yeah, I was hoping to get this on release day because I was quite excited for it. Again, it was, when I say release date, the album actually dropped before the vinyl. The vinyl took about a month after the release. Yeah, so I had to wait a little bit longer. And the artist in question is Poppy with Negative Spaces. So if you know me and you've talked about music with me for the last 2 or 3 years, you probably would have heard me drone on about Poppy quite a lot. I would say guilty pleasure kind of band, artist. I would say she is a band now. She's gone through a lot of changes, and when I first heard her, she was more of an electronic style band, and there was some quite interesting stuff that she did on YouTube where it was like just surrealism. She kind of like came across as like a drominus in some ways. So yeah, she just made herself, is it a drominus? I think maybe robotic, maybe like not real, like sort of sci-fi. Yeah, and like a lot of her stuff was like almost dance music. And then she released an album called I Am a Girl, and again it was very like sort of like that hip-hoppy girl band stuff, pop music sort of like, but it had like a more alternative twist on it, so it wasn't like totally poppy. Wouldn't go in, I don't think it was anything was ever in the charts. It was like almost poking fun at it, so that's why I enjoyed it. But like the last track on it, I think it was called X, was this metal but like not metal. It was like she was screaming on it, which all of her stuff that she did before was not screaming. And I think everyone like jumped at that one track, and everyone was like, this is weird, this is so strange. And then her next album, I think it was the next album, but I Disagree came out, and then that was like amazing. It was like metal, but like very like it mixed, like the lyrics and everything like that were just surreal. There was one called like turn me into what is it? Pour me in concrete, turn me into a street, and it was like metally, and then it would just go surreal, bubble punk. What is it? Bubblegum pop punk, not pop punk, just punk, not punk. Bubblegum pop. Get there in the end. Just like really happy vibes. Turn me into, pour me in with concrete, turn me into a street. It was like yin and yang, the song. It was like so surreal. And I love that album because it was like nothing was like straight. It was just like you didn't know where it was gonna go. And then like she did a few like other releases after that were like more EPs than album. And like this is, I think now she's kind of got popular. Like people have known her from sort of like becoming more metal and staying that way. She's then released this album, which is a bit of a guilty pleasure. This is more straight metal, like modern metal, sort of like, I wouldn't call it baby metal. There's other bands that are out there that I don't really know because I'll hear the songs and I can't remember the names and stuff like that. Sort of evanescence-y sort of metal, if you will. But yeah, there's something. I think it's because I've kind of got into her through other stuff like that. I've probably given this more time than I would do normally. But yeah, I've been listening to this in the car quite a lot. Poor Dylan's had to listen to it a couple of times. I don't think he really knows what to think when I play this because it's really not like anything that we would normally listen to. But yeah, there's a couple of tracks on here that remind me of her stuff. Like there's one that sounds like a pop song that's happening around, like I hear on the radio at work, and there's another one, and I always like try and think what they are because it just reminds me, and I do remember what they are, but right now when I'm doing this review, I've completely got out of my head. But yeah, very straight, good. I mean, I know a lot of people are really raving this album. They're all giving it like 9 out of 10s and stuff like that. But for me, I just think it's just too polished, too normal. But yeah, I mean, for such a little dainty girl, she's got a good old voice on her. She does scream quite a bit. I wouldn't mind seeing her, to be fair. That would be quite a good time, I think. Shall we get this open then, shall we? Shall we see what the vinyl is? Because I think this is a special one. I think this is quite a limited one. I don't think I've got into it. I think we've not done it, guys. I think it's one of them ones we're gonna have to just take. We're gonna have to get actually into it. It's hurting me, this, because it's got a sticker on the outside. I hate it. So now you don't know what this is unless you know. So yeah, it's one of these. It's proper gatefold. Oh, hello. Am I gonna get removed from YouTube? So yeah, if anyone wants to download the album, there we go. And it's a very pink. Yeah, not what you'd expect from a metal record, but yeah, it's white and pink. I forgot what it was, to be honest. It's got like a nice blend. But yeah, she's in like sort of like black marbly milk. So oh, that's a nice feeling liner there. And I've got to say, it is quite quality. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but the text has got like a different type of ink on there, so it's sort of like catches the light quite well. So yeah, really good quality release, this one. I think it might have cost a little bit more than normal ones as well, maybe that's probably why. But yeah, really pleased to get this in the album. I still need to get, actually I mean, I could probably just have it like that. I kind of prefer that. I still need to get I Disagree, but that vinyl has got skyrocketed in price. I'd love to get that one day. So yeah, now I'm just gonna have to cut this down and then put it into the vinyl. Next up, the last one from this order, but I think I'm gonna add another couple of other vinyls that came about a month before. So here we go. Next up, we're going loud. We are going loud, and it is Bucket Full of Teeth. Albums number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is a collection of releases, 4 full albums, all on like one release. Now, I fucking love this band. They're in sort of like a grindcore scene, so very loud, very discordant, loud, screamy music that just scratches that primal urge that I love and like missed seeing when you go out to see bands and stuff like that. I've never actually seen Bucket Full of Teeth. I would have loved to. I don't know if they've done a reunion tour or anything like that, because a lot of bands seem to do that. But yeah, it's like this is the amount of tracks that are on this. I don't know how many vinyls this is. I'm assuming it's 2 vinyls, but I'm not 100%. It might even just be 1. It's only, I think these 4 albums come to like about 30 minutes or something. But yeah, I used to have this on CD. I kind of technically do, but shall we go inside and listen? Look at what we've got to play with. So yeah, there's pretty much the runtime is 1 track specifically, and if you notice, this number 2 is like the shortest one, and that's because you got a track called 23 Reasons to Play Grindcore, and it just goes through all the styles of grindcore that are around. Like it's just like, it is a very clever track, and very, I just love listening to that one. So if you're fans of Orchid or like Page 99 or something like that, you'll love that. I've got to say, this is the best vinyl that we've got so far. It's clear yellow, piss yellow, pissy. Like, it's like you've just had a pee and you've got like a load of blood in it. You've got an STI, and this is what comes out of it. I mean, and that is basically what sums up the music, isn't it? Really, it's just that like chaotic mess, and then in the same token, you've got the opposite. You've got a clear blood, mucus-filled offering of numbers 3 and 4. So I've never actually heard this one. I've not heard 4 yet. And the reason why is because I've had this would you say compilation? So in my car, this has been in 20 odd years of cars, and it's my CDs. So you've got one of my early DJ mix CDs. I think it even says it's got like a MySpace link down there. If you want to go follow me on MySpace, go do so. But yeah, we've got some absolutely amazing stuff in here. Let me try and find it. So we've got Hot Cross. Love to get that vinyl. More Hot Cross. The Hives. I mean, we've got, here we go, one for Ross. If Ross is watching this, he loves this band. He's gonna hate me for saying that because he doesn't really. But it's a long running joke. So here we go. Is this it? I'm pretty certain this is Bucket Full of Teeth. So yeah, I've got all these CDs in here, like some that are just impossible to find now. And like my dad threw away all of the cases. Oh, there's some that I have bought recently, sort of like Rolo Tomasi, but my car doesn't have a CD player anymore, so it kind of got like put in here. Oh my god, Fed by Fiction. I'd love to get that CD again. Oh man, what else have we got in here? This is an unexpected look back in nostalgia. We've got Lagwagon Hoss. Some really, it's quite random, some of the stuff that's in here. So we've got Everlalkin, Keeping the Kids Dancing. Oh dear, a band from Scunthorpe that I used to know, used to work with, Mindspin. If you're watching this, give me a shout. What have we got? And then, oh, this is a good one. This is going to be featured next. And then, have I just seen that I've got this CD twice? Oh no, it's Dead to Fall. Yeah, I don't think I've got that one again. I've seen that's just had the vinyl released recently. So Dead to Fall, Everything I Touch Falls to Pieces. Oh, J.R. Ewing, Daughters, which I played the latest offering of Daughters recently, so that was quite a cool one to have. Oh yeah, God, it's just the Deep Elm Emo Diaries. Great stuff. And then of course the classic Ski Low, I Wish. And yeah, I had multiple of these, and like all the cases are all gone. So yeah, Bucket Full of Teeth. After all of that, like it's just less than 1 minute songs, just played with fierce energy, grindy, grimy. Just, I don't know, there's something that it's not like all just screamy as well. Like it's quite some melodic bits of like guitaring riffs and stuff like that, which I just love. It's not all just in your face. If it was, I don't think it needs that texture and that room to breathe that like you get with this band. Great band. I don't know if they did any more albums than that, but yeah, great vinyls. Anyway, right. So that's everything from my Devil Dog distro. Let's have a look at the other two that I pre-ordered. So next, again another pre-order, and like so happy I've got this. This, I believe, this has had a original vinyl pressing. But the next one, I don't think it did. I think it was just this one. At least in all the time I've been trying to hunt this album, I think this is the only one. I think originally this was a 10-inch vinyl, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it got reprinted, and we have finally got in my collection, after 20 odd years, Skycamefalling, To Forever Embrace the Sun. Seminal metalcore album. This came out in 1998. The sound is very flat and like you can tell it's not got the production value's not quite there, but the energy and the sort of like ideas are coming together. Like there is stuff on here that like a lot of bands tried to emulate, but not quite. But it's sort of like a lost era of metalcore. There's a lot of metalcore bands that are sort of like re-emerging, but nothing that sounds like these. I would say these could be in my top 10 artists of all time. I saw their last ever gig once upon a time in New York, Syracuse, and it was absolutely brutal, man. Like at the end, I can't remember what the last song was that they played. It was like emotional. This is like 2004 or something, and they threw the guitar out into the mosh pit, and like everyone was like trying to get pieces of this guitar that was just getting destroyed by all of like the people that, like in the crowd at the time, and like people's hands were just getting ripped to shreds on the guitar strings. I think that's what it was. But like the hand, like everyone was like bleeding everywhere. It was insane. I've never seen anything like that before or after. Yeah, like it. Like again, I think I remember going to the booth where these were and was chatting to them. It was quite cool. I think one of the guys was like going off to do college or something like that. Maybe like university, like later in life university or something. So quite cool to do that. And I got the very hard to find now Elephant Graveyard CD, which I think I did see in this side. Did I see it in here? I'll find it in the next one if it is. It's like one of the CDs that I always had, and it's I could never play it in my car at all because it was like a mini CD on a big CD, so it wouldn't like the CD players that like took your CDs in would never listen to it. Like it would never understand that it was a CD that was going in because it was blank at the start. But yeah, fantastic album, but better to come. So that album all led up into the fantastic 1021 by Skycamefalling. This album is probably one of my most listened to albums ever. It's one of them I can't get bored of. Like I just feel like I want to savor it sometimes. I did preface it with showing my original CD that I've had for like 20 odd years. It's like scratched, well loved, but it's still kicking, I think. At least it played last time I've tried. But now we've got the vinyl, and this is a re-release. I think it's a remastering of the original, and I think I have heard subtle differences between this and the original album, like just real small changes. But to be honest, if I was in the car and I would put Spotify on, there is the two different versions on there. You can get the original and this, and I would always probably put the original on. But that being said, it's nice to have this on vinyl after all these years of wanting this, because I don't think this actually got pressed to vinyl. I may be wrong, but I've been trying to look for this album for years and years. It's one that I just needed in my collection. Problem is, it doesn't have the original cover. Not that it's iconic to me, but it's not like the most striking. This got a similar kind of visual flair. You can see like the face in the smoke that has been created. But man, this album, it's like a real sort of like, it kind of like gets to you. Like it's like the vocals are so brutal and like violent sounding, but the lyrics are not. It's even though it's probably a metalcore band, it's sort of got emo-ish sort of like lyrics, I suppose. Like almost like poetry, like sort of like it blew. Like when I was listening to the lyrics to this, even though it's like quite grindy sounding. It's quite easy to understand what they're saying, at least. Probably because I've heard it so many times. And like the lyrics just like, it's like a lot of surrealism, but like that makes sense, and like absolutely fantastic. With Paper Wings I Fly, but in this one, Laura Palmer, which is the next track, is fucking fantastic. But there is some strange lyrics, I've got to say. But yeah, fans of Poison the Well, you probably know who these are anyway. Poison the Well probably became the bigger band. However, these have probably had the more lasting impact on me. I absolutely fucking love this band. So shall we see what we're playing with the vinyl? So we have got this sort of like black marbly. I think this didn't get pressed as well as what it looked like in the original images, but yeah, it's quite a cool looking vinyl. I expect it would look cool if it was the original one, but yeah, this is the second, because it's good quality vinyl. We've got two vinyls for the one album, so it's quite cool. And unfortunately I had to take the plastic sheathing on this, so I think I did keep the hype sticker. I think that's what people call these, the hype stickers. And as you can see, this is limited edition of 111, so there's only 111 of these in the world, and I've got one of them. So yeah, like I'm definitely pleased to get this. I forgot to say, the blue one, we've got a limited edition of 139. Very strange numbers, I've got to say, but yeah, I mean this album, it just mixes up brutality of like the extreme vocals, the extreme guitar riffs, with piano tracks and like sort of like just ambient sounds of like nature and like rainscapes, and just fantastic. So I did lie, I'm going to put one more album on here, one that again I've only just found out recently but has been in heavy rotation. I really want to speak about it. To the final one, so thank you for spending this much time with me, ladies and gentlemen. Probably no one else has been watching this, but probably, like I say, Marcus is definitely here, so peace Marcus. And you know I've been talking about this album for quite a lot, and it is Godmother's Vilsled. If Rasmus is watching this, can you give me a voice note or something like that and tell me how to actually say this? So I think these are I'm pretty certain are Swedish anyway. Metal. This album is probably about 4 or 5 years old, and I think I said earlier that I need physical media to remember bands, sort of thing, and I think I've come across this band numerous times, liked it or whatever, and then completely forgot about it. And I think I've tried looking for the vinyl before and I couldn't find anything, or if there was like sort of not reprints, but like second-hand copies, or like people who like trying to sell to make a profit. And so I just thought, do you know what, I'll never get the vinyl. There's no CDs, so like a lot of modern bands don't like making CDs, they'll only do vinyl and Spotify. So yeah, like because of that, I just forget about the band, and yeah, I think it came up on like a recommendation. I think I was listening to Converge or something like that, because they're very Converge-y, if you know what Converge is. Again, metalcore, sort of hardcore metal, very similar to that sort of style. But yeah, I decided to go in Discogs, and there was one seller that was selling this for a reasonable 30 quid plus postage. So I was like, I'll jump on that. I'll jump on that all day long, because everything else was like double that or more. So yeah, I was happy with that. And because I've got this, and because I knew it was coming, I've been listening to this album non-stop, and the other EPs and albums that they have. I think this is the strongest one, well, actually, there's an EP that they're having. I can't remember what it's called, and it isn't actually one. I think it's actually in English. In fact, I've got it here. Let's go. It is Obverklig, and I think that's quite a good one. But like, it's all in Swedish. All the tracks are all in Swedish. Like we've got Dodgy Fed by the Millions or so. So there is English stuff in here, but like they are a Swedish band, so I don't know what the lyrics say. Oh, it's all in English. I should just look at the liner notes. Don't understand what they say. Don't need to. It's fucking just grindy metalcore beautifulness. But yeah, we've got a beautiful red vinyl, clear red vinyl, blood red, to match the cover. And what I do like about this band, they pretty much have very similar like visual aesthetics, and then just have a different change of colour to the album cover, so it all fits in very well. But yeah, man, these are so brutal, but like, I don't know, there's something, it's just so addicted to this band, because sometimes it can get too heavy for me, and even me, especially newer bands, because like I was rebellious a bit more when I was younger, so I wanted to listen to the louder stuff, and it sort of like is being ingrained into my consciousness, I suppose. But like now I'm older, I find it harder to get these new bands into my energy and stuff like that. Sometimes I want something to sing along to, but the riffs, the patterns, like the melodic hardcore-ish. It's not really melodic hardcore, but it's just the slower breakdowns that sort of like gives it that sort of like texture, I guess. Makes it feel like a lot more like unique. It brings me back to 20 years ago, and I just don't think there's many bands that like have that same vibe. Everything is just like they're just trying to make a single after single, where this is like album vibes to me, and because of that, I just listening to this non-stop. I won't just go to one track and listen to it. That's not going to give me the fix I need. I need to listen to the full lot of music. But anyway, I think I've been on here long enough. I've been doing bits and pieces here and there. I think we're probably over an hour, especially if I find music to put on the end of everything. But anyway, if you've watched it this far, what was your favourite? Have I introduced you to a new band? Have you known about some of these before, and have you got any experiences with them? I'd love to. I do this because I want to chat about music, and again, encourage other people to talk about music more. Again, Sean Retro Games Revive, last time I did one of these, he made a follow-up video, and it's fantastic. And you don't have to have the vinyls, you can have it on CDs, cassettes, or just talk about music that you enjoy at the moment or whatever. So anyway, peace guys, and I'll see you on the next one.